Hello and welcome to Just Enough to Get Started in the field of bioinformatics. This small lecture is on commands in Bash, or simple commands that you need to get around the directories and use the command line fairly easily. So let's get started, and we can look at the Ubuntu 18.04 that we have running in our virtual box or virtual machine. And I'm going to press Control-Alt-T to open up a terminal, and I'm going to push that to one side. And I'm going to open up a program called Tree. You don't have that necessarily on your computer. You can install it if you'd like. But the tree basically shows me a tree type of directory system that I have on my computer. So I have the home directory in the dot, and then I have these different directories. And then under those directories, I have some files. So we can investigate those and look at those with respect to the commands that we're going to be studying. So I'm going to press Control-Alt-T again and open up a second window, and I'm going to place it side by side, and we are going to look at some of these commands. The first command is PDW, or present working directory. What directory are we in? We're in the home directory under Ubuntu Mate. That's fine. That is this dot basically. So if I press LS, which is list everything or the directories in my file, in my Ubuntu Mate directory, it will show me desktop, documents, downloads, music, my work, and I see the same thing listed here basically. So that's comforting and good to know. So you may not have access to this tree program, so this is why I'm showing you some of the simpler functions basically. So let's go into the downloads and look at the first file here. So let's change directory and go into downloads. And we're in the downloads file. We'll press list again, list everything that's in there. And we only found that there's one file in there, JEB, additional help in Bash. So let's say we want to copy that file, and we want to make the name a little smaller, a little easier to work with. One thing we could do is simply copy that file, and we could press JEB, and then I'm going to show you a new sort of command, which is the tab completion. Anytime you're working with the command line, tabs will allow you to find the first 3 or 4 letters, and the computer will pick out and find the best matches for that. So if I press tab complete, it will show me the name of this file. You may actually look at it and say, no, there's actually some slashes in there, but that's only because slashes are also an indication of spaces. So a slash is called an escape key, and it says, there's a space that has a special character value. There's a space here, there's a space here, there's a space here, and a space here. So what I want to do is I want to copy that, but I want to reform it into a smaller name. And I'm just going to simply call it JEB bash.odp. Press enter. It doesn't scream at me. It looks okay. And now I'm going to press LS again. And I now have two files in here, the JEB and the JEB shortened name, JEB bash. Okay, so let's say I want to move this file now to another directory. Let's say I want to move it to the desktop where I want to do some more work with it. So one thing I could do is I could move the JEB, and I'm going to press tab completion again, and then move it to the desktop, which is ~desktop. So this tilde represents this dot, and it's important to notice where you are in this. So this tilde basically says this is my home directory, and I want to put it into my home/desktop. Okay, and since we're in the downloads, let's see if it moved it properly. We can press LS, and again we only have one file. If we want, we can cd space ... back up a directory, and we're in the home directory. Press LS again, and we have all these directories that we just saw before. So we want to look at the desktop now. So we'll cd into desk. Let's do something like this. Maybe it needs a slash. Let's try it with a slash and see what happens. So I've made a mistake. So this slash is unnecessary when looking for and changing directories. So I did this intentionally, basically to show you that you're going to make all sorts of mistakes with simple things like slashes and hyphens and underlines, and that's fine. It will tell you, and not to be, and you don't want to be distracted by that, but simply keep going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back down and try it again with desktop alone. And now I'm in the file that I want, or the directory that I want, and I'm going to list what's in that directory. And I have only one file in that directory. Okay, that's good. Okay, so another thing that I want to do is, let's say I want to make a file in my home directory showing all my statistical work. One thing I can do is cd space back .. which is backup. And now I'm in the home directory. Let's list to make sure, and that's correct. And I want to make a directory. Mkdir is the make directory symbol or command, and I can call it my stats work. Okay, and press enter, and it looks like it's done what it should. So let's list the directories again, and now I should find the file or the directory that I just made is there and is okay. So another thing that I wanted to show you very quickly is two other commands, one called date. Fairly straightforward. There are ways to call only September 13th or the time or the year. If you look at your date, space hyphen hyphen HELP, you'll find that the help is pretty good, and it basically allows you to format the controls. So if I wanted, for example, only the day of the month, if I wanted the date, or only the last two digits of the week, or some hours only, I can actually just call that as well. So the help is the best place to get your information for that command. Another command that I want to show is very quick and easy is echo. Now, if I want to do something such as 2 plus 4 and press enter, it will not add those two together. It will simply print it out as it was. So it's simply printing out text or characters as they were. So it might be useful in your program, let's say in the future, to end your program with an echo complete. So if you are writing a program or a script, you might want to echo complete. And what that should do was, when it goes through all the commands, it will eventually come to the echo complete command, which should be the last, and it will send that complete to the terminal, letting you know that it's finished. And there we go, we're all set. That's the basics. So we'll get started on the next set of commands as well. Thanks, bye-bye.